To recapture what we have seen yesterday, last class, right? We talked about what is a normal shopping. You have a shop, you have different departments, shelves, items, barcodes, scanners, right? And you have got a manufacturer, then a wholesaler, then you have got a retailer, then you have got a customer. And everywhere there are different attributes of a product, like, right? You can touch the product in real commerce, you can feel it, you can bargain, right? And in e-commerce, it is like whole world can be your customer. We saw 3 different e-com sites which are extremely popular, which are very successful, and we saw this ditto way of different companies are trying to build e-commerce applications. This is what we have seen yesterday. Today we are going to see some more stuff in that application, because e-commerce, all said and done, most of the people simply think it is not just the portal alone. You have to do so much of other background stuff to make e-commerce site a success. Okay. If you look at a typical e-commerce site, can someone name any e-commerce site in India? Can you just type it and then send it to me as a chat? In India. Okay, anyway, I know that Amazon and eBay, they operate worldwide, exclusively for India. Okay, do we have a site for India which can be as India Mart? Okay, someone has talked about that. Infobeam. Okay, right. Good. In fact, I got the answer what I wanted to convey to you. Good. Yesterday we talked about business to consumer. A consumer is a normal citizen. So individuals also do have needs. Companies also need. For example, if a company wants to buy stationery, the stationery items like pencils, paper, including glue sticks, sticky notepads, or even chairs, or even computers. Right? Suppose, imagine a company needs 1,000 mobile phones. Again, you call a local dealer, start bargaining, or go to e-commerce site and then buy it. Right? So a company buying from another company. So company buying from company, that is also trade. This is called B2B, business to business. This is called B2C. B2C means business to consumer. It means a consumer buys, company buys, B2B. This is also huge. But usually the volume in B2B is very high. In fact, one of my friends is in Dubai. Do you know what? They operate on an e-commerce site. They have an exclusive site. I cannot disclose the site name. It's a private site, not known to the public. Egg transactions. What they do is they have got customers of a lot of European and American hotels. All these hotels, they need eggs every day. The egg production happens not just alone in US and UK. They import eggs from so many countries from Asia. But per day, more than 1 million eggs are required. And you need a continuous supply of every day throughout the year, and more in festival season, right? They have one e-commerce site exclusively for the buyer and the seller of the eggs. It's a B2B portal. Hotels and chain restaurants are the customers, and the egg poultry farming guys are the people who provide that eggs. And this guy is maintaining a site and it is earning multi-million dollars. Just a small office, a very good site, transact as a broker. That's a power of e-commerce. Whereas if this person has to set up a shop and then do work, it is very, very tough. So this guy is now earning multi-million dollars out of this. Simplest form is this egg transactions. To its true spirit, buyer doesn't even see the seller's face. All they see is the product and then take it up, right? Once the quality is established, after that everything goes pretty normal. Now, let us start discussing at the flow of events. What happens in an e-commerce site? Okay, let us have this as a buyer and this side as the e-com site provider, right? Buyer, the first thing, let me just bring it slightly closer. Okay, first thing is e-commerce site displays products with search option. Once this is done, then the buyer search for product, then choose product, right? Add to cart, then provide credit card, pay, right? Once this is done, the e-commerce site will give receipt. Again, this is also electronic receipt. Then the e-commerce site issues notification. What happens is, because the article finally has to be shipped to you, e-commerce site, they have a lot of arrangements with local, international, wholesalers, retailers, issues notification to either a wholesaler in that country, in that region, or to a retailer in that country. You may not even know. Amazon.com may have a separate tie-up with a local store in Chennai, XYZ. Hey, I have got someone ordering this particular article and you have this article in your shop, directly do a delivery. And they may give X amount of commission to that guy, right? The customer doesn't even know that this is coming from the shop. He will always think that it is coming from Amazon. So they have, otherwise, for every article, they cannot simply ship everything from United States or UK. That shipping charge will be much more costly. So they will have relationship with so many, they call it as agents. The agents who finally deliver. Once the issue of notification is given, then the e-commerce site or the agent deliver product to customer. Then customer gets product, checks product. If it has issues, then return by courier. Once this is happening, e-com site will acknowledge and replace. So what if you see here is the site engagement is done right here. And the customer can also do something like give feedback. So in the site itself, okay, you give a feedback or a review. If already a person has purchased that particular article, he can write a review in a blog in the same site and he can give a feedback right there, right? Then once that is done, site displays that article or review also, because it's a customer appreciation. Or customer can give complaint. Usually these complaints will not be displayed, right? Give complaint. Then from the e-commerce site, customer support will contact you. This is the most crucial part. As long as things are good, you are happy. But the moment a customer gives a complaint, in fact, when I was staying in the US, I sent a TV over parcel from Ohio State to California State. When I received, along with all my other baggage, the TV got slightly, it had a scratch, it had a crack also. So I went back to that courier company, told that, yeah, the transportation was okay for all the other items, but for the TV is having a crack now. Then they said, okay, no, that is not my problem. The company which did the packaging was not good, so it was a problem. So I have to contact the packaging company. Then they said, no, up to this point, from Ohio, we handled it. But the moment we brought it down to Los Angeles, at that point of time, the downloading was not proper, so it got cracked. So the company that did the transportation at Los Angeles must pay for you. But within a week, you won't believe, all these disputes were settled. Money came to me. Internally, they got it from the local courier of that Los Angeles company, but ultimately, to me, to whom I gave my article, he is responsible for my article. You might be buying a Sony camera or a Dell laptop or some other thing or some other shampoo or whatever. But ultimately, since you paid through this e-commerce site, you will always deal with that site, and then that customer support will contact you. In turn, this customer support can talk to the other company and then get the information. But they have to take the responsibility of this. This is what is the normal flow of events as a customer in any e-commerce site. Okay. If I open this Internet Explorer, I'm going to overstock.com. If you go to overstock.com, you can very clearly see FAQ, frequently asked questions. Because ultimately, when I pay money, I'm slightly skeptic in terms of whether I will receive the right material. That skepticism is always there with everybody, right? So if I go down in this screen, you could see online help center, right? And you can say FAQ, right? Contact customer service, easy returns, right? If I'm not happy with the product, you can return that product back. If you go here, FAQ, it will open up all the information that a consumer needs, because it may be your first time purchase, or you might be doing the third time, but this time you are purchasing a different article from a different vendor or a brand, and you don't know what exactly to do. If you look here, international ordering, track your order, pretty much like I can track my courier, right? Contacting, and if you see here, live chat. If I click on this live chat, it will open up a chat window, right? And you can always get a customer support person to help you. Suppose you have a doubt. So there is a BPO company behind this. So a BPO company will be working on telephone as a right. Suppose you go here, this is just only one option, orders, shipping the orders, then payment options, using your account, product information, membership programs. So for everything, you can either send an email, or you can make a phone call, or you can do a live chat, right? So if I click, it will open up a live chat session and you can get it up. So there is a BPO company, maybe even 500 members, right? 500 members may be actually dealing with so many orders, right? This is the key. This information is vital. And if you say online help center, right? people will have doubts. Obviously, the FAQ and the information that you provide and the support you give, that is the key. But the moment you have got something ordered and you are not happy with the product, how can I cancel, right? Can I change my order? Suppose I ordered for 3 quantity and suddenly I need only 1 quantity, right? How can I print a receipt, right? And international payment options, how could I do international shipping? What is the deal, right? They have given to Africa it will take 7 to 11 business days, whereas Asia Pacific, I think for India, 7 to 11 business days is normal, 5 to 9 business days is express, right? So everything has been well documented, and what you can purchase and what you cannot purchase. How can I track my order number after I print the receipt? Everything is very clearly given. That is what I mean by this customer support. Selling the product is important. At the same time, supporting the customer is extremely important. Is this clear? The standard workflow of how an e-commerce site works. Can you please raise the hands? Okay, good. Very good. Let us proceed. This is one part. As a customer, what you do is this. Apart from that, you don't have much. But recently, if you look at most of the networking sites, there is something called social networking, right? So Web 2.0, or I want to build a set of people around me and I can keep referring, right? If you look here, this site gives like auctions, cars, real estate, right? There is something called a community. Currently, most of the e-commerce sites provide this kind of a community. Community meaning you have to first register yourself with that, right? Once you register with that, then you can pretty much like Orkut network or a group, e-groups, you can be part of the group. Suppose you are one of the regular buyers of flowers in bulk, then you can create a set of people, like-minded people, right, who can share their ideas. So sharing, buying ideas, right? Sharing the buyer information with multiple people of like-minded, right, that group, so they build a community. Same way if I go to become.com, right, again you will see something like you can build, you can log in, you can build your own community within that, right? There's a grouping that's always available, right? So here also you can, if you go down in this, right, and somewhere I can see, okay, sign in, right, create an account. Once you create an account, it gives you a login ID and password, and you can always do like exactly like Orkut or Facebook or MySpace. You can build a community. Why? Sharing a purchase information is very important. I have seen a set of sites, right, which are extremely friendly only to the travel people. Okay. The travel, there are people who definitely travel yearly, once or twice or even 4 times every quarter. They travel maybe for a week holiday, and they travel across countries, right? And they share. They spend thousands of dollars. Before spending thousands of dollars of money, they want to share that information rather than exchanging through email. E-commerce sites now start providing within their site itself. Another feature, if you see here, right, there is something called top lists. If you go to overstock.com, again, okay, if you look here, new customers, new arrivals. Always you will see the new arrivals, and most of the times when it shows in the first page, you could see the top sellers, right? Top sellers in that particular category. So what happens is, when so many people buy, when so many purchases do happen, site must track all items. Which are the fast moving items? In fact, a few years back, when the first movie Harry Potter came and the book Harry Potter came, that book was the best seller on the regular bookshops as well as in the e-commerce bookshops, right? So that one book, just one item, may be 90% of your revenue. In fact, I have seen this Titanic movie series that has become the top, but every day the top sellers will keep on changing. So obviously it creates an interest with the end user. Okay, am I buying the best item, right? Including spoons. Okay, in this category, these set of spoons and this set of shower, right, almost sold out. There is a status also, right? And this kind of an adapter and this kind of a rejuvenator, right, mattresses, and this kind of a ring, they are the most selling items as of now. So you could see a lot of information that comes to the site to attract customers. Is this clear? Okay, great. This is another part. So site also tracks best moving items and presents them the same in the home page. Now let us go to the other side of it. We talked about this, what the site does, what the consumer does, but what the store does, that is very, very important. For example, if I go to become.com, right, and music, I go to the music category. Under the music category, in fact, yesterday also we have seen one item is present in multiple stores, correct? A single item is present in multiple stores, right? So I want to say iPod Nano, okay? If I have to buy this one, now the site is giving me an opportunity to view multiple stores, right? Now this particular Apple 16 GB iPod Nano orange, right, at 3 stores. Now I say compare prices, right, and it shows me 3 different stores and 3 different prices, right? As I said, customer is giving feedback, right? Those feedbacks are the reviews. In this PC Mall 237 reviews, Mac Mall 343 reviews, on sale 84 reviews, 3 different sites, almost giving at the same discount rate at the same price, right? Now I am leaving this choice to the user from where you want to buy it, right? Now, how, and it says in stock. In the previous case we have seen almost sold out, right? In one place it read almost sold out. Now it says in stock. How become.com knows that this item is in this PC Mall? This item is available in this Mac Mall. How does it know? That is where the stores or the agents are dealing with the e-commerce site. So one part of it, again I'm coming back to this notepad. One set of users are consumers, the buyers, right? The second part is the e-com site itself. Third is the stores. Fourth set of users are the delivery, right, or shipping guys, the courier guys, right? They are also involved. Fifth set of guys are customer support guys. So we have seen what the customer support does in terms of live chat or email handling, right? If you have sent an email to that site, you will get a reply back. They will never lose a single customer without replying, and somebody will call you also. So customer support will call. The support will happen through call as well as email as well as chat. Right? This delivery will always happen via air, rail, whatever. But the key part is e-commerce site as such does not have a space. It doesn't store the item by themselves within their space, but somewhere the stores are storing that item. What do they do? This is one of the most important part in every e-commerce site building. Okay, the sixth one is obviously that is also called a payment gateway. This is like Visa, Master, PayPal, credit card payment. That is pretty standard. You click on that. What is the amount? What is your credit card number, expiry date, that secret code, card is charged, information is passed. So that is a pretty standard payment gateway that happens. But the most important part is how does the e-commerce site know what is available in the stores? So what happens is every day, okay, a feed comes from store to site. Please listen carefully. This is very, very important. Every day a feed comes from the store to the e-commerce site. Usually this may be a CSV file, comma separated file, or XML file, right, or tab TSV file, tab separated file, but it contains data. How does it look like? Typically what will happen is it will have item number, the title of the item, the description of the item, detailed description of the item, right? I would say detailed description of the item, then quantity available, right? Available quantity, and then price, discount percentage if any, right? This is a very, very minimal data a company, a store always sending to the e-commerce site. A sample will be like item number 12567, title is Sony camcorder X678. It's all just, I'm just using some random text. It is not actually something valid. Okay. Detailed description will be some long text. Then available quantity is say 87 is available. Price is 456.7. Discount percentage is 10. Another item 34678, comma Dell laptop model 67, right, comma some detailed description. Available quantity is 108. Price is 1256, comma discount percentage is 0. So like this, if a particular store sells, right, if the store sells X number of items, okay, for all the items daily the store sends this information to the e-commerce site. So like this, the e-com site will have partnerships. This is very important. They cannot sell alone. They need to have partnerships with thousands of stores across world. They will have this. Every day, thousands of files, one file per store will come to the e-commerce site. One file per store or agent will reach e-com site via usually FTP. Normally people don't send it via email, it will come via FTP automatically. So every day site must update its database with this file. This is what is happening. This is the key part. Yesterday the price would have been 452.7. Today the price is 456.7. So every day this file will come from every store. There should be a separate process. It is also known as a service, right? This is called feed. People also call it as a price feed because description and all may not change. Product number will not change. Title will not change. Detailed description also may or may not change. But the price, quantity and the discount, it will keep on changing. Every day there is a chance that it can change, right? In that case, when they send this information, automatically a service or a program, backend program, will take that file, dump it to the database. So the moment you go here, today the price of this Apple 16 GB iPod Nano Orange in this seller is this. And it is in stock. They can even show the number of items available, but they will say it is in stock. If this doesn't happen for a single day, then we are into trouble. Is this clear? This is called daily price feed. This is how the e-commerce site comes to know about everything about what is happening in the site. Okay? In the store actually. Good. The next step, once it is done, right? Now what they will do is, they will send some of the attributes also along with the file, okay? Maybe every day, I don't have to send the description, title, everything, right? What I can do is, I can send item number, title, detail, description in one file, right? Up to this in one file. I can send two files, correct? One file initially for the items. Subsequently, every day it is enough if I send the item number. From the item number, we can infer out, okay, for this item, because that acts like a primary key. Every day I can have two files, one that contains item details, another contains price, quantity, discount details. Along with the item, what they will also do, like a color, right? And then there is something called taxonomy. That information also will come. Color, if you have looked at become.com, right, it says orange, right? This is an orange. Let me go back to audio video electronics site. You can see on the left hand side, and one more information that will come along with this is the image file URL, right, where the image is located. So you can get you can download the image of this particular file from there. Now if you see here, again if I go back to electronics, just give me a second. There is always an option to do search based on so many things. I can search based on price. That is the most common search that people will do, correct? You can have multiple price range, right? Now I say compact. Let me go to the compact side of it. You could see a variety of desktops from Compact in the site, and it's all publicly available information. You can also view, I can also view. To my knowledge, most of this information is because it's for selling. It is a consumer's choice. It's nothing protected. But what you can see over here on the left hand side, right? Find by price. This is one of the most important thing that most of the people will do. I can search based on the price. I can search based on the brand. I can search based on the hard drive capacity. I can search based on the operating system, right? I can search based on many things in the site, right? In some places, especially in the, I would say the phones, right? Cell phones related stuff, you can even search based on the color. Let me just try to get, let me go to the home page. That you can see, they even used to provide search based on the color, okay? Let me say iPods. I click on iPods. It displays certain items. Searching by price is most important thing. You always search by price and search by brand. Look here. Search based on the color. That is also available. Reason is certain people are feeling that I want a green Nano or say green iPod. I want an orange iPod, right? And the discount is right shown here, right? And I can, I suppose I need a capacity of hard drive of 16 GB related things. So 23 items are there. You can straight away click on it. But the finding search criteria is different for different products. So just to say that search criteria is different based upon the product. Now, so they will also send the color information. I mentioned something called taxonomy. Right? Taxonomy is nothing but what you see over here, right? Okay. At the top, you are seeing home garden, electronics, computers, and cameras, right? If I go to become.com, the home site, it displays certain categories on the right. The categories are called taxonomy. Again, it is all derived from our, taxonomy in our science, right? That means classification of items. Nothing but in a real store, you see different sections: ladies section, kids section, men's section, right? Utensil section, right? Different sections, different shelves that you can see in a store where items are arranged. Taxonomy or categories is known as, right? This is another term, taxonomy, also called categories. This is nothing but categorization of items. Whether this iPod must be under electronics, gadgets, or whether this iPod must be under the music, right? So we need to say it should be whichever classification it has to be present. Yes, one item can be definitely present in multiple places, correct? You can see here, right? Clothing, accessories, jewelries, sports and outdoors, right? Shoes will come under sports also. Apart from that, you can have shoes coming under accessories of men and women also, right? So one item can be present in multiple categories. So when the seller sends that information, he has to send under which category I need to send, okay? This must be under electronics, then camcorders. It should be under this section. And this must be under computers, laptops, right? So the seller has to say whichever taxonomy under which or the classification under which the item must be present, he should also send that information. So daily the site gets two files, one for the item description and attributes, another for item quantity, price and discount. This will be dumped to the database of the e-commerce site. From that database, all the search results will be shown. Based on this only, purchase information will go, and this happens every day. Is this clear? Can you please raise the hands? Any doubts? I am open for doubts for this session. Last two sessions that we have seen. If you have any doubts, please raise it now. The last 1/3 of the class is always reserved for doubt clearance. Please go ahead. Okay, one person has asked, you said only one feed per day. Okay, one feed per day. Morning 8 a.m. the site uploaded quantity as 109, right? In between, people purchased, right? People purchased 100 items by 4 p.m. How does it track the remaining quantity, right? See, as I said, the initial quantity available within the day has been given as 109. Every purchase is tracked. The moment someone purchases, the quantity will be lessened by the number of quantities he has bought. Suppose I buy 10 cameras, quantity will be lessened by 10. The moment it goes below that item, then it will say item not available, right? So every purchase is tracked. And available quantity will be decremented. This happens like exactly our bank withdrawal operation. Okay. One person has asked, what is FTP? FTP is a file transfer protocol, right? That means I can send only that file to a particular directory, right? It will place the file in that. It's like copying a file from one machine to another machine across networks. Someone has asked, okay, if the quantity has been given, there will be some quota of pieces of product to a site. Yes. Imagine one store is signing up with 5 different e-commerce sites. So what they will do is, the store may be having 500 as the quantity, but instead to every site they will say available quantity is 200 or say 100, so that each site will not end up a situation of eating the quantity of another. That's the way it goes. Obviously there should be a proper allocation mechanism. Usually the stores will allocate more quantity to the site which sells more of their products, correct? They will not allocate equal number of quantities to each site. Instead, whichever site sells more, they will allocate more quantity to that particular site. One person has asked, which layers or tiers do e-commerce architecture consist of? See, typically, again, it's a technical question. Most of the applications, apps, especially in the web, they will have 4 tiers. That means 4 layers. One is the UI layer, right? The UI layer is the one where you put all the screen information. Second thing is the business logic layer, right? Like decrementing the quantity and getting the feed and other information. Third is the data access layer. For example, the top 10 items, it need not be fetched from database every now and then. It can be just cached. So the more you access the data from the disk, it will slow down the site. So how you are going to access the data efficiently? Then actual data layer, right, where the data is stored. This is the extreme front end. This is the extreme back end. So usually e-commerce sites will try to have 4 layers to distribute the load and the optimal performance. If you try to do in old 1 layer, 2 layers, right, it will have a problem. Okay, one person has mentioned, apart from the color and taxonomy, you have also mentioned URL. Please explain URL. See, the URL meaning, it is URL for the image, right? If you look here, this is an item, right? This item has an image. I cannot keep on sending the image file every now and then because it will be huge. Suppose I send 1,000 items, 1,000 image files I need to send. That will be a problem. Instead, I will store that image in my place. I will send the URL. Another service will download this image automatically, quickly through FTP rather than HTML, right? HTTP. So URL will be like, let me say, right click, properties. Look here, this is the JPEG image, right? This is the JPEG image URL, right? So Google, let me say, copy, and I go here. Look at that. I cut and pasted only that image, right? This image alone is coming from a different Google e-ads, right? It is coming from that. And this image, if I say right click and then say properties, each image has a URL, right? Rather than storing the entire image in my site, the stores themselves can send only the URL part of it, so I can separately download it. That is called image URL. Someone has asked the question, does e-commerce site owner has to pay to the stores to get the information on the sites? Do they have a kind of engine running on the stores or service? See, what happens is, it is two-way. E-commerce site has to sell. Stores have to sell. How each one can shake hands and then sell it out, right? Stores attract local people only. A shop in Los Angeles does not attract a customer from New York. Simple. But an e-commerce site that shows the product of the Los Angeles store can still sell to an international customer. So obviously, usually e-com site gets money as commission. Normally, they don't pay for the stores, but if the stores is extremely popular, right, the stores brings brand to you, so they may pay a royalty fee to that store to get the store name. For example, JC Penney is a store, Sears is a store, right? Then Fry's Electronics, or these are all some stores, or Costco, these are all stores. That store already has a brand. So in that case, something has to be given to the store also to use their brand. So that e-commerce site may also pay something to them. One has asked a question, do we have to have a big setup in terms of servers to support these sites updates? Yes. Definitely, you never know if your site becomes extremely powerful and then millions of people start handling, right? Obviously, you need servers, right? Obviously, you need better servers, bandwidth, and most importantly, don't just look only at technology. You need BPO people. You need to have a customer support very, very strong. Suddenly, one guy will send information saying that the camera is broken. Who pays for that? Is it a mistake of me? Is it a mistake of the manufacturer? Is it a mistake of the courier? So you need to have a customer support team extremely strongly. So it's not just hardware and software alone. E-commerce is a big game. Yes, one person has asked a question. Structure of the database file must be similar to the structure of the stores. Very, very good question. I like that person's question. In fact, that is what we are going to see tomorrow. You cannot dictate the stores, hey, this is what I need. You need to send me only in this format. Each store will send in different format. That is what we are going to see tomorrow, right? Each store will send in its own format. It is an e-commerce site, right? Must map. E-com site must map that data. I may say price, e-commerce site may say cost. Just because you say as a cost, I won't change my nomenclature. I may send item ID, discount, then price. You may send item ID, price, and then discount. So multiple people send it in multiple currencies in different ways. It is an e-commerce site that must do the mapping. That we are going to see tomorrow. Any other question? Okay. One other question has come in terms of what is the normal revenue of these companies. Okay. Again, I have already discussed about this yesterday. Amazon is making a lot of billions of dollars in that, right? Again, if you see this overstock.com, right? Again, these are all public information available on the site. I am not taking anything that is proprietary for that. You can see the investor relationships in terms of their company financials, right? I just clicked on this company history. You can see the company history from there, Amazon.com. This is overstock.com. You can see the company history. Look here. Overstock.com's gross bookings, right, have blossomed from 1.8 million in 99, just 2 million to 834 million in 2008. This site earns 834 million in 2008, right? Same way, if you go to Amazon.com, you can see billions of dollars right there in the site. So the revenue is huge. Someone has asked how to make e-commerce site more secure. Again, we will talk about that tomorrow because that's a pure technical side of it. Again, we are looking at the conceptual workflow of the systems. We will talk briefly about the security. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the mapping of the fields, security, and then the performance. If the site is slow, you cannot win. So performance of the system, that's key. Those three things we will talk in tomorrow's session. Okay, any more doubt for the day? Thanks a lot. Let us meet tomorrow to discuss more about e-commerce applications inside. Thank you. Bye.